both teams have actually displayed some great level of rugby on day one. Falling just short of making it into the main cup quarter-final. Unlucky indeed for KCB, for instance, who did show a lot of determination and zest on day one of the tournament. Playing from left to right on Nakuru in the darker shade of green and black, and from right to left on your screen with the slightly more luminous shade of kit would be Kenya Commercial Bank. Larry Safari is set to kick us off for Nakuru.
Thundering tackle there from Nakuru on KCB. These two teams are rivals in the 15-a-side version of the game, and with some very memorable matches. But also, KCB, remember, the national sevens champion circuit winners this year, and showing the intent very early. It's going to be a physical game between both sides. Ken Mosetti there with a long pass, and it's a ball final. It's a Shield final, Safaricom Sevens 2013, here at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani.
Both teams, of course, known for their very physical approach towards the rugby game.
Yes.
Very well-conditioned players, almost playing a similar sort of game on the 15-a-side code. Have very hard and gritty players, and any game between these two sides will always result in some very, very, if not bone-breaking tackles.
Yes. Absolutely.
Crowd mesmerizing moments, and that's exactly what we're looking forward in this
flying tackle there from Kenya 15's flanker Michael Kombe there, stopping what looked like an imminent try. And Nakuru now on the attack.
Kidera takes the ball in, and Jacob Oje always looks like he's very, very relaxed. I mean, doesn't show any level of nerves on defense and on offense.
Yeah.
Lovely level of interplay, some flying bodies up in there. Stafford Abeka took the ball in. Stafford Abeka back up and running and trying to literally show he's here to be counted. Referee judges the ball to have gone back. Nakuru have extra men on the outside. Will they make it count? Jacob Oje very comfortable, and the Nakuru foot gets into touch, and KCB managed to survive that scare.
Yeah, this promises to be a very physical game, as you can already see from the first 2 minutes of it. Some serious hits going on the pitch, but still no try has been scored so far. It's Nakuru and KCB still 0-0. It's the final of the Shield category of the Safaricom Sevens 2013.
Nakuru still have some options on the bench. Muita has not started this game, and it would be interesting to find out if at all he's going to be the dark horse that Nakuru are looking at introducing in the second half, perhaps.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very, very. I agree with you. Martin Muita excelled in the longer version of the game this season for Nakuru as they won the Kenya Cup. And of course, they also won the Bamburi Super Series. They provided the bulk of the players for the Super Series. And,
costly mistake there, and Nakuru, did they score? Referee doesn't seem to think so. Ball is still being played. KCB basically all over the place. Kidera should have actually made it count for Nakuru there. John Kidera should have actually scored there. Oje still showing a lot of composure. At least you can't see from his face that there's actually pressure. Ken Mosetti should have actually done much better than to transfer the pressure in there.
Yeah, KCB were playing a very high-risk game there. I mean, okay, I guess you can do that in sevens. I mean, you can do that in sevens, by the way, or even 15s, but the pass has to be right. And if Nakuru were just alert to that, they should have scrapped a try there, but it's still Nakuru ball.
Nakuru still searching for some weakness on the resolute KCB defense. Take the ball back in by Abeka. Stafford Abeka draws in at least. Oh, and KCB managed to turn over the ball. Will Nakuru be able to hold them out? KCB look to be in charge, and they get the ball out. This time they decide to punt the ball further down.
Safety first.
Yes, manages to get out just slightly next to the 10-meter yard. Yeah. He must be quite relieved right now.
Yeah, he's alleviated the pressure on his side there, and Bonabuere doing the sensible thing, finding touch and territory. it can be a lot in sevens. It's not only about ball in hand and the goose step and the, but you're allowed to kick if you sense that things could be tricky on your side. 2.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half of the Shield final between Nakuru and KCB. Who's going to blink first in this game?
It's even Stevens up until now, but I'm certain that we'll get a match-defining moment shortly. Both teams have been rather cautious, but slowly and surely they look like they're beginning to open up. A little level of adventure being shown in there by Nakuru, but the referee seems to think that they had a little bit of rush, blood into the head, and went head down. So KCB gained the advantage from a level of indecision there by Nakuru. And this is exactly what I was talking about.
Yes. Some big hits.
Polikapo Diambo shrugging 1, 2, popping the ball out to Jacob Ojay. Struggling a bit and steps back in, and Jacob Ojay scores the first try of the match. Try time. And it all started with a big hit by Polikapo Diambo. That set the tone for the try, the impetus and the momentum was created from there. And Jacob Ojay scoring at the corner, and KCB find some chinks in the armor of Nakuru there. Look at how Ojay dragged him to the right, and whoa, the gap just opened. Jacob Ojay, quite a confident player. Look at Polikapo Diambo. 1, shrugs off 2, took 3 fellows, kept everyone in, and Jacob Ojay just had to simply get the ball. Very confident player. Doesn't show any nerves, stops, shimmies, moves back in, try time. One of the success stories of the KCB team this year in the National Sevens circuit. Ojay played a very pivotal role alongside Andrew Amonde and Dawid Mukitsa. All had sterling roles for KCB as they won the National Sevens circuit for the first time in their history. Known as they have been 3-time Kenya Cup champions from 2005 to 2007, but also showing how adept they are in the shorter version of the game. There have been very many Chinese murmurs as to trying to understand how Jacob Ojay didn't get a call up into any of the sevens teams. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it should have been the team. Like to one of those, either the Morans or the Shuddad team. But like I said, Chinese murmurs, we'll leave it at that. Back on the onslaught, KCB playing from right to left. Definitely galvanized by that try by Jacob Ojay a few minutes ago, seeking to extend their lead and place on a clear-cut and platform for the second half. Interestingly, Benjamin Ojema doesn't seem to have started for KCB. That notwithstanding, they're still moving on. Set to with Bonabwere. Bonabwere preferred ahead of the illustrious Benja Ojema. Played very well in the semi-final. Yeah, played very well in the semi-final. And this should be the last passage of play in the first half of the Shield final between Nakuru and KCB. Nakuru started strongly. I think they shared it earlier, but once again, some very strong defense from KCB, and Ken Mosati now with the line out. Of course, KCB have to make the dominance felt by scoring, because it's still a 7-pointer. Anything could happen in this game. They need to finish the half on a high, and because I mean Nakuru still have 7 more minutes in the second half. Wow, he was in 2 minds there. He thought to either kick the ball out, but there's no harm in going for a second try. Whoa, excellent play there. Nice keeping up and about, maintains the ball. Play Hastings Nyeriki looks out wide for runners, and they seem to be lining up, but they're not coming in from depth. They're all coming from a start position. Jacob Ojay jogging, popping the ball. Ball goes back to Jacob Ojay. Did it move forward? The referee seems to think so. Playing his under for the advantage. Nakuru seem keen on trying to get something out of this before they move on through for the breather. Still retaining the ball, but so many bodies all over. Nakuru decide to whoa. Not very smart. The referee doesn't seem to think that that was legal. Penalty for Nakuru. Their lungs must be burning up right now. Yeah. And Nakuru did show a bit of urgency here. They had to get back into this game. I don't think they're keen on kicking the ball out for the breather. They look like they're keen on scoring. Yeah, they do look like they want to plot something here. Can they finish it? Larry Safari looking at his players. Not too certain whether the teammates are keen on actually having this play. Body language seems to suggest otherwise. Larry Safari doesn't seem to consultant proceeds on. Big hit in there. Nakuru plays up the platform. Quick rack, ball out, and they're spreading out. Oh, Martin Muit has actually come onto the field of play. And Nakuru on the onslaught. Oh, nice shrug of hands in there. Manages to keep the ball alive for Nakuru. That's Nelson Oyo. But held out. Manages to get down somehow.
Yeah.
KCB turn it over.
KCB
now with the ball.
Can they strike back now? They've got numbers out. Oh, brilliant.
Moseti showing a nice turn of pace and almost showing a clean pair of heels. Does he release the ball in time? He pops it out. The referee doesn't seem to think that. Oh, that looked illegal. That looked illegal.
Yes.
That looked like a smack right in the face.
Not a handoff.
That looked like a smack. Quite similar to something we saw in the governor's office recently, but enough about that. Half time.
Actually played 10 minutes. It's half time here at the Moi International Sports Center. Our second final of the day. It's Nakuru 7. No, it's Nakuru 0, KCB 7 in the Shield final at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. My bad. Sorry, apologies for that. The referee hasn't blown the full-time whistle yet. What can Nakuru do now with this ball? They've had possession.
They're almost playing an entire game of sevens in one half. Surely they must be suffering. That's not wise. Game almost moving into 10 minutes. It's meant to be 7 minutes a half because an entire game of sevens is only 14 minutes, but they look like they're willing to play an entire game of sevens in one half. 3 more minutes and they'll actually played an entire game of sevens. Eventually the ball goes out. Referee calls for the halftime break.
Finally, we've got a halftime score to report about. It's KCB 7, Nakuru 0. Our second final of the Shield category here, the Safaricom Sevens 2013 at the Moi International Sports Center. The sun is out, it's looking beautiful, and the fans are enjoying the rugby, all looking colorful in various hats.
Surely, William, their bodies must be cooking. Look at the body language. All hands up in the air. Their lungs must literally be desperate.
Oh, yes.
Almost played an entire game of sevens in one half.
Yeah, the referee added so much time. I don't know why he did. I didn't see so many stoppages, but let's trust the referee. He knows why he did that. It's halftime here at the Moi International Sports Center. Nakuru trailing KCB by 7 points to 0. The game is still very delicate. It's on a knife edge. Remember, it's only a try here. A very tight physical final. And KCB, the National Sevens Circuit champions, leading through OJ try there at the corner. Some very good build-up played by Polycarp Odhiambo. Aggressive, strong, powerful run, setting up OJ for the try. And it's a lung-busting exercise. You can just see the players there trying to catch their breath. But Nakuru with the advantage, but very small. What can they do in the second half? Can Nakuru bounce back? Can they bounce back as we resume the start of the second half?
After this game, we'll move into the ball final, which will also see two Kenyan teams, Impala versus Mwamba, seek to gain honors for the ball competition. This will be followed shortly thereafter by the plate final. Western Wolves from Kenya playing against Samurai, CBA Samurai, comprising of players predominantly from Pretoria in South Africa. In the third place playoff, we'll see Western Province from Cape Town in South Africa play against the Morans. And the final, the showstopper, Shuja versus the Renegades. That will be our last game of the tournament at 5 p.m. Set to kick us off. KCB electing go deep on the kick. Tap back, but no one seems to get the ball. And Nakuru just basically indulging their soccer skills currently.
Nakuru starting the half very, very strongly here with Michael Kombe. Well, it's advantage for them. Martin Mwita, the diminutive, small but very little scrum half. Oh, passes are not finding each other. The passes are not sticking there for Nakuru. Wara wasted opportunity there with Martin Mwita doing all the hard running. But none of his runners being able to connect with the passes. And KCB have an opportunity to break out from their 22 here. What can they do? Good tackle. And it's going to be a Nakuru line out. KCB leading 7 points to 0 here. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to the Safaricom Sevens 2013 here at the Mo International Sports Centre, Kasarani. For those of you watching Rugby Sevens for the first time, the game is 7 minutes each half with a 1-minute interval. And with the final being 10 minutes each side. Second half action here from the Mo International Sports Centre, Kasarani, and it's a Nakuru line out. That wasn't straight, and it's going to be a scrum feed for KCB.
Indeed, it looks like playing 11 minutes in the first half is taking a toll on the play. Much slower, quite scrappy. All the players are basically having their arms to their waist. Testament to the fact that it's really indeed been a very long tournament, and indeed a very long first half.
Very well said, Hillary. 11 minutes, I think, within the first half. I didn't take any stoppages myself, but I trust the referee's judgment. And that was a KCB scrum fit, but I think they made no, they still have that ball.
Polika Podiambo with the ball, pops up, quick hands out. And Martin Mwita making the telling tackle there, stopping KCB on their foot. And they turn it over. No, referee seems to think it was actually done illegally. KCB do not waste any time. Ken Moseti spreads the ball out, looking for Bisia, and KCB are well back up and running. It's Jacob Oje, comfortable stance in there, no pressure. You cannot see any level of pressure. This calm, cool, and collected player. Ball back out to Ken Moseti, does well to pick up that ball. Polika Podiambo decides to spread out. Hastings Nyariki picks it up. He has to take it in to actually set up a platform. KCB need to get the ball quick out because they have numbers far out wide. Yes, they spread it all out. And Ken Moseti elects to go straight. Takes in 2 defenders, 3 defenders. Looks isolated. Ball is popped out. KCB need to actually just get that ball out. It did not look like he released the ball. Referee has actually called against it, and it will be a Nakuru. Brian Omondi, the guilty party in there. And Martin Mwita quickly picks the ball up wide. And Nakuru looking for spaces out wide. Seeking and searching. Larry Safari playing a bit of soccer in there. Referee judges to have been... there was a knock on somewhere in there, so it'll be scrum put in for KCB.
Yeah, the Nakuru passes are simply not sticking here. They are getting into very good positions, but passes are not sticking. And my gut feeling is that should KCB score a second try here, it's curtains up for Nakuru. I think that the fatigue and tiredness is now creeping in. And KCB still leading by 7 points to 0 here at the Mo International Sports Centre with 3 minutes remaining to the end of the Shield Final. 2013 Safaricom Sevens.
KCB bringing a new pair of heels. Clearly, Polika Podiambo looked like he was suffering there towards the last few minutes, and he's been replaced by Stafford Abeka. That looked like it was a knock on, and oh yes, massive hit long after the whistle was done. Players are well acquainted with each other, so I think they were just having some early Christmas greetings right there. Greetings can be done in a myriad of ways.
Yeah,
you could shake
the hand. These two sides provide a spectacle whenever they meet in any version of the game, be it 7s or 15s. There's always a bruising physical battle about Kenya Commercial Bank and Nakuru RFC. And the rivalry has grown over the years in both the longer version of the game and at 15s and at 7s.
Godwin Bear brought in for Nakuru, fresh pair of legs. Quite a well-built player. Looks very much like Kenya version of Hulk. KCB on the rampage. I am not too certain whether Oyo believes that is the best when he gets held up.
That was not the best option. Should have given that diagonal pass.
The ball tossed back out for Nakuru. Mesha Koching maintaining the ball, popping it back. Larry Safari with the ball. Safari spreads it out, and Martin Muita seems to have extra men on the side, and they just need to ensure that their passes can be done. Godwin Bear, big, strong man, taking the ball in. Interesting, two defenders, and Martin Muita, that's a quick ball out. And Nakuru back up again on the rampage. Nelson Oyo can't keep the ball.
That has been the major concern for Nakuru. They simply can't make the passes stick. Just when you think they're going to break the game open, and bad pass. And with less than 45 seconds to go, KCB in a strong position to win this game despite only leading by 7 points to 0 in the Shield final of the Safaricom Sevens 2013 at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani.
Nakuru seem to be running out of ideas, and the time is really not on their side. It would appear that KCB, they just grind this one and win the Shield event.
Yes, absolutely, I agree with you, Hilary. It's not been a spectacle, it's not been a good final so far. I think both sides, after tiresome 2 days, and of course the National Sevens circuit for the last 1 month, simply have emptied the tank. And that's why I think we're seeing a lot of mistakes, a lot of error in their play.
It looks like it's going to be the last passage of play for the Shield. KCB have the scrum put in, Ken Moseti putting in straight. Ball comes on out. Surely KCB have to kick the ball as soon as the buzzer goes. The retained possession, Jacobo J. Still showing calm composure, popping the ball up, and KCB just need to have a level of discipline. They don't need to panic, they need to retain the possession, be able to get Nakuru to walk up and about, and surely they're going to kick it out. Brian Omondi doesn't seem to think so, and he wants to get better the cherry end. Burst of pace, Brian Omondi gets isolated, releases the ball, picks it up. It's a dog's meal in there. KCB just need to get the ball out. Meshak Ocheng goes in, and KCB eventually kick the ball out, and final whistle goes on through. KCB are winners of the 2013 Safaricom 7 Shield category, running out 7-0 victors against Nakuru.
Oh yeah, that was one, the highlight of the match for me was that powerful thundering run there from KCB, but it's all over here. KCB add another title to their trophy cabinet. They have won the Shield title of the Safaricom Sevens, and commiserations to Nakuru RFC. KCB just barely shaded it, and they are champions of the Shield category.